Good morning, everybody. It's RT here with Hxro Labs, and the market is looking good on this Monday morning, so let's get started. After putting in this bullish market structure on the daily last week on bullish divergence, Bitcoin looks like it wants to trade higher. Altcoins are probably safe until we see some sort of bullish market structure breakout or breakdown, and that is to simply say they may get a pullback if there's increased volatility in Bitcoin. You may have heard that yesterday on the daily close, the hash ribbon indicator fired a buy signal for only the 10th time since 2012. Now this indicator is basically just two EMAs to do with hash power. You can see here that the signal on its first fire on the Bitstamp chart didn't really lead to a whole lot over the next few months. But the next one after that preceded a rally, and the next one after that happened mid-face rip as price moved up into the hundreds for the first time. Two buy signals fired in 2015, but it wasn't for 9 months later in November that the price really broke out. Once again in August 2016, the hash ribbon signal fired a buy, and as you can see here, that preceded the big rally through 2017 that ended at Bitcoin near 20K. And this signal went quiet for almost 2 years until after the move down to the 3200 area, at which point it fired again. Very solid marker for a bottom here. We've had 3 buy signals fire in the last year. One at 73, one at 74.50, and then again last night. So as we saw in 2015, this could still be consolidation for a while, and frankly, I think that would be outstanding news for altcoins as they take back market share from Bitcoin before its next move. There's really no saying what the timeline is on this hash ribbon buy signal, but it's generally very good news. And so as you might expect, we've been seeing some upticks in coins across the market, namely Ethereum BTC, which looks ready to make a move after breaking up through this consolidation after 35 days, tagging the 12 EMA, and is now making a push. Could break higher. Going to have an alert set right around 26.50. Now the other day, this short setup came in. What we had is the bearish divergence on this move up, followed by the bearish market structure confirmation while in the short RLZ, so decent shorting location along the range high. And after the breakdown, the idea was setting up some throwback asks right up in here in this little short RLZ. One of them actually fired yesterday on this wick up, but there was really no follow through on the dump after. So instead of losing this range low, price really just squeezed up, confirming new 4-hour bullish market structure. And then you add in what Link's been doing and Bitcoin hash ribbon firing and all that, and it just made sense to close this position because it was still in a decent little profit and there was no real reason to keep that short risk on. And as you can see today, it would have been underwater. Another day, another drop in Bitcoin dominance after making a bearish retest on this support that it lost. There's nothing that gives me greater pleasure than to each day wake up and have to drag this box a little further down. Now, after losing this trend line, confirming a second set of bearish market structure within the risk on window, and breaking through support and then retesting it, it does seem to me that the momentum is picking up on this move down, which makes sense as we look at the alt market, and a lot of different coins are starting to kind of get these echo rallies after some of the bigger names popped off. I expect a move down like this would have to end with some sort of accelerated move or capitulation, if you will, or on the other side, a parabolic blow off top. So we're going to be keeping an eye on the velocity of this move, as right here in February, you can kind of see that's what happened, and then it shot up. That's what we're watching for, and frankly, I don't see any signs of that happening just yet. So we're in pretty good shape as far as altcoins are concerned. Keeping a close eye on the altcoin market cap after tagging this downtrend line, pulled back a little, and is now pushed through this morning. So let's keep an eye on this. If we can get some bullish market structure on the other side, then that could mark the end of a very long bear trend in altcoin. If that happens, an alt season really is probably something all the way up to this 382. At least. So if we get a confirmation that this downtrend line breaks, expect to see an entire new gear in the market as we ramp things up. Speaking of ramping things up, check out UBT. It did put in that confirmation that I was waiting for right here and is still pushing onwards. It's at 36.5 cents. This is just a USD coin market cap tracking chart, so this is not something I can directly trade. But as you can see here on the Bittrex chart, it is also confirmed bullish market structure, and it's giving us a little something to work with. Now, if you consider that the idea of market structure is a trend reversal, so you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low, and then a higher high. Generally speaking, in an uptrend, a trader should be trying to buy on the higher lows, not the higher highs. So me firing off a quick entry right here runs the risk of spending a few days or weeks underwater while that higher low comes in. Personally, I think higher lows are the best bet, and that is where this tool comes in, and you just love these RLZs. I mean, you can see here the low came in the RLZ, and if it does move up here, it's really just a matter of stretching this out until the top of that move comes in and then finding those taps. Or in a more aggressive market, which I think we're in right now, you can even have this pump chaser fib like we talked about last night, spotting those higher lows. Link is on an absolute mission after breaking out of this trend channel top, putting in a nice bullish retest with momentum, with volume rising, OBV making new highs, and then sure enough last night it exploded for almost 30%. Now the fib extension drawn off of the low to the high gave an area of where price might hold up, and sure enough is parked up there for now, so expect a little cool down while it collects itself, even just for a couple days like it was here. I'm not ready to call tops on this thing yet. It's in price discovery. If I was looking for a top, I'd be waiting for bearish divergence. Don't see any of that. I'd be waiting for bearish market structure, not even close. So this really isn't a time to be hunting for tops as much as just enjoying the ride, the idea of letting your winners run. And when it does decide it's time to cool off, retrace like it has sometimes in the past, there will be clear signs on the chart, and we'll be sure to share them with you as they come up. Meanwhile, XTZ following in the coattails of Link after breaking through this downtrend channel, poking its head out last night, tagging this SR level as a retest and moving up this morning. The bulls are waking up. As you can see, they had kind of fallen asleep here during this consolidation, and they are back. Bullish divergence confirmed on the daily. This thing looks like it has room to run. It's going to have to deal with this resistance here from the short RLZ, but if it can break out, I mean, the new highs are right here, and again, we got that nice fib extension painting us a picture almost as high as $5. But we've got to go one step at a time, and for now we are just parked here, old resistance, and the real breakout may be yet to come. Meanwhile, Atom has decided to take a little breather after tagging into this 0.5 level 2 times now. Dogecoin has really cooled down after its big breakout last week. Wouldn't call it dead. This is still a fairly standard retrace as it slides into the RLZ, showing some signs of bullish divergence. Now on the 4-hour chart, you can see here we've got a possible bullish divergence working as the MACD is making a low or higher low as price has now made a lower low. So keeping an eye on the 4-hour here might actually have a little more value than say the 1-hour. XLM, after breaking through resistance around 900 sats, has moved up, tagged as a bullish retest. There's a lot of volume pouring on in this one and no signs of divergence. So look for XLM on the higher time frames to make a move up as high as 2000 sats if the market stays healthy. Last but not least, we have a supply chain name in Walton Chain out of China. It's WTC ticker. It's an old gem. I still remember from 2017. It had all kinds of insane hype. They had a big telecom partnership, and we got this big rally up to, I think it was like 400,000 sats. And it looks like it may be waking up after putting bullish divergence on the daily chart, then some bullish market structure, and is broken back into range low after flipping resistance here around the low 400s. So right now, price appears to be pulling back after a little breakout yesterday. We already got the SR flip sort of retest. So if this was to break below this level, I would lose interest as far as opportunity cost, as it may need more time to consolidate. Otherwise, this thing looks ripe. And remember, it has some relations to VET as far as what it's looking to do for the world. So you got to look at things like VET and you say, well, after a big rally like this, you got to think to yourself, okay, there's a lot of people out there who are either taking their profits and they're looking for the next one. There's a lot of people out there who missed it and they're saying, okay, what's just like it? And we've seen this in exchange tokens. We've seen this in platform tokens. In a speculative market, there's a lot of just narratives. And right now, the narrative for VET is obviously very bullish. And so what makes sense is that people are looking around for something similar that is not pumped yet or not rallied yet. If VET is worth this much and WTC is worth that much, then surely there's some upside room potential. So keeping an eye on supply chain sector tokens after one of the leaders in the supply chain sector blows up. Just like if you get a huge rally in BNB, it's time to start thinking about Huobi token and KCS and some of the other exchange tokens. This is probably my favorite part of bullish windows for alts, is playing that sort of game. You know, this went up, so what's over here? And like that kind of narrative hunting is a really powerful tool, and it's not something you can put on a chart. So getting to know the market, understanding that there really are little sectors within this area is going to be an important tool, and we'll be sure to talk about it on here as much as needed. That's all for this update. Be sure to check in on our Telegram in the trading pit if you want to come in and talk charts. We're there all day hanging out, talking markets, and there's a lot of alpha being tossed around in there and some great memes. If you like the content you're seeing from Hxro, click the bell, the like, the sub, and stick around with us. We're going to be going live today at 4 p.m. Eastern time, right around your New York kill zone. So once you're done trading your stocks and you're out of the market, come on, join us. We're going to be live hanging out Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everybody, and always play from a position of strength.